and England shall be free. If England means as much to you as England means to me.
Less than one man's lifetime, we've had our country completely changed before our eyes, and most people did not want or ask for it.
Immigration has fundamentally transformed Britain, and with the numbers of immigrants entering the country each year growing rapidly, it will continue to do so.
Europe is undergoing an undeniable demographic shift, with some Western European countries becoming increasingly diverse. We can see that 75% of the entire British population is native white, while about 20% of the country's people are from a non-European background. We can see the difference of about 10% in the white population, with the mixed race category making up more than half of the increase in non-white population.
Do you feel you're living in the same country as you grew up in?
Oh, good God, no. No.
It's certainly not the same place it was even 20 years ago.
I'm 88. I've lived here all my life. And I remember all the shops down there, you could buy shoes, you could buy lovely furniture. All that's gone. So all you've got down there is foreign barbers, takeaways. That's all you've got. I counted up once that there were 16 takeaways or restaurants, whatever you want to call it.
People are segregated, aren't they?
By choice.
We tried asking people here what it means to be British. What does being British mean to you?
I don't understand me.
The shops are all shutting. Up here all we got is vape shops, barber shops, hairdressing shops, East European shops.
I mean, from my point of view, what politicians do and everything is doing, I think there is a big responsibility of the Muslim community in that, because we have tried to change the British. It is totally different now. It's nothing like Britain before. You know, it's everybody's like doing their own thing and they want to adapt everything. So this country's own culture has disappeared. You know, and I think this is something that needs to come back if we want to be, feeling the important. Because, you know, if the British society changed to other countries', rules and religious expectation and everything, then you cannot expect, the Britain, politicians to be British to you.
So this interest, you think Britain has been too accommodating almost?
Yes, it is. And I think this multicultural everything coming into it has made it like the society has changed to everybody's adaptations, like everybody's doing their own thing, schools and everything, they're like having different kind of holidays, everybody's having different kind of, their own adaptations. And I think, if you go to Tower Hamlets Council and you want to speak to someone about, before I would go to council and I would see that they would expect it and they understand me. But now they will be like, oh, in your culture it happens, so adapt to it. Right. That's what you get.
England, they have made it into a trash can. Any Tom, Dick and Harry can come inside, yeah?
I feel like now the UK is like a third world country in disguise. That's my personal opinion, in the sense that, like, when my grandparents' generation came on the Windrush, the UK was like the golden place to be, the place of dreams, and obviously now I don't think that that's the case anymore.
All I know is I'm glad I grew up when I did. I would hate to be growing up into the world the way it is now.
You look at the concentration of Muslim immigration in Birmingham, you wouldn't recognize Birmingham today as an English town, as an English part of another county in Britain. You'd think you're in Pakistan. Now, I've got nothing against the Pakistanis, but if you come into this country, and this is where the failure, we see the abject failure of multiculturalism. Multiculturalism is where these people, where we come in as an immigrant. Now, I as an immigrant came in from India. I haven't brought with me my turban and everything else that goes with some people from different parts of India. And I haven't set up in an enclave and stayed and stuck only with Indian people and then demanded that you change the laws in your country to accommodate me because you're being insensitive to me. And that's precisely what's happened now in Birmingham. You've got mosques all over the place, loudspeakers bursting out with their prayers and their calls in the morning and different times of the day, something that is not the norm in the West. Now, if you want to come into this country, we've got to live by the laws that are in this country. We've got to be sensitive to the country we've come to. We don't want them to be sensitive to us. If you're going to find what's in this country insensitive and offensive to you, then why did you come to this country?
I want England to be a nation of Caucasian heritage people. Just like if I go to Saudi Arabia, I want to see Saudi Arabians. If I went to China, I see China. England's not in what, 10, 20 years' time, is not going to be Anglo-Saxon Caucasian heritage anymore.
You want to speak a different language? Fine. You want to practice a completely different cultural set of values and beliefs about all sorts of different issues that actually matter? You want to start advocating for a different legal system? You want to undermine the very basic values of the way that we do things. You want to live entirely within a community that looks like you and speaks a different language and is completely ghettoized. This doesn't work. It doesn't work, and it creates tensions between ethnic groups. And so this conversation about multiculturalism is going to become particularly strong in countries like Britain, France. I mean, Sweden has gone very far down the route of allowing people simply to come and live in parallel societies.
The UK citizen in his own country should denounce his own culture because I am now here. I think that's ridiculous. The idea of immigration is not necessarily a problem. I think like integration into another country has been something we've done for years, and you should learn to embrace the culture of another place. Like if I step into your house, I'm not gonna say, oh, in my house we do this, so I need you to do this in your house. No, I follow your rules in your house. If I'm West African and I come to the UK, I need to learn how to embrace the UK culture.
We do have to bring you our vote because you have been voting in the text and online vote today. So here is the result. Is multiculturalism working? Here is what you told us. 5% of those of you who voted said yes it is. 95% of those of you who voted this morning said no it isn't.
Less than one man's lifetime, we've had our country completely changed before our eyes, and most people didn't want or ask for it. When I was a kid, you know, people were beaming messages on our Houses of Parliament. We didn't have anti-Jewish and anti-British marches in London. We hadn't imported FGM, honour killing, sham marriage, suicide bombing, the full veil, grooming gangs, all from the Islamic third world. And I think for the past 20 or 30 years, we've been telling our government that we didn't want illegal immigration at all, and we wanted legal immigration cut down to extremely low numbers, because we know on the ground that this is what it leads to. Now the MPs' lives are in danger and they're being harassed, you know, they're kind of catching up with the public. We've seen the degradation. When I was a kid in London in the early 80s, if someone got stabbed or shot, my whole family gathered around the TV. Oh my God, someone got stabbed in Camberwell. It was a shock. Now it happens 3 times a day and we don't pay any attention. So we've seen the degradation. We've seen third world immigration ruin the country. If we're looking at crime, for argument's sake,